Hey, everybody, welcome back to this week's CMDB chat here with the Covestic ITX team. Last time we got together, we started to move into talking about CSDM. I think if you watched the last session right up over there, we were kind of talking about getting started in CSDM and how you don't have to boil the ocean to get everything going. And now we're going to talk about some of the tools available today. So back with us again, you know him, you love him. We have Justin Michael coming on to talk about Service Builder and ServiceNow. And I think he's also going to kind of drive us into talking about how do we find those endpoints for our application services when we want to tie our services in to our discovered things and let service mapping build those. So I think he's going to talk about those topics. So I will hand it off to you, Justin, and we'll let you talk about kind of the new the new service mapping features in ServiceNow, and we will talk about getting those mapping created.
All right, Scott, I appreciate that. Thanks. So yeah, as you mentioned, we will get into service mapping and using the Service Builder today. So I'll go ahead and jump right into that. So you can all see my screen. Getting right into the Service Builder piece, there is a new Service Builder application similar to like a CMDB workspace or anything like that. If you type Service Builder into your filter navigator, it will go ahead and take you to a new Service Builder dashboard area, and from here you can view existing services, create create a new business service, or any of those business capabilities. So we'll jump right into that. So first, from the onset, what you have here on the Service Builder is kind of a welcome screen. Gives you a few commands here to create a business or a technical service that would relate to your business. So this would be a service that is used by the business, whether it be payroll or anything like that, maybe monitoring anything. What type of service that is a paid service used by the business. That's where this is going to be tracked. So you do have the ability to create this. Obviously, services are discovered as well using service mapping, as we spoke about at the top. You can go into the services page here and view existing business and technical services. And then, from the dashboard or from here, you do have the ability to create the service. So whenever you go into here, it does guide you through, actually setting up a service, determining what those offerings are, what the teams are, and then a submission that's already built out in ServiceNow. It's got a whole flow behind it for approvals, anything like that. And all of this can be expanded on as needed. So we'll go ahead and create a test service here. Okay, and you have the ability to say what kind of service is this? Is this a internal or external business service? Right now we'll do internal. You have the ability to align it to a existing portfolio. This list can be expanded as well. These are just the 3 that are given out of the box. And with these, they have related nodes. So we'll go ahead and just say business application. You have the ability to say what cycle or phase is this service involved in. Pipeline, catalog, or retired. Right now we'll do pipeline, so startup. What are the what kind of status is it in overall, for the phase. We'll just set it here, leave it on requirements, and then a brief description about the service. This is a user input field. It can be anything. Obviously you just want to make it descriptive of what your service is going to be. And then what type of business case is used by the service. You have the ability to identify if it's a critical service. This can relate to the other side, ITSM, if the service goes down or anything, what is going to be the impact of that service, going down? How many users would be affected? What business processes would be affected? Anything like that. This out of the way, and then we will continue on to the team. So from here, you can identify who the service is owned by, who's a delegate, delivery manager, right? All of this good information. If you have it, vendor, all the contact information as needed. None of these are mandatory from the onset out of the box. But, obviously, if you do have this information, it's good to, have that populated. So this is a demo instance, so we don't have a ton of users in here, so we'll just go through this piece. You do have the ability to identify stakeholders as well, and you can add external stakeholders to this as well if there's people outside or other companies that are stakeholders in this particular service. You can add them as well. Any performance indicators don't have any on this demo instance, don't have any KPIs enabled for this piece, but that's where this would be. You can align any KPIs or reporting to particular services can be done after the fact as well. Okay, and from here you can manage the offerings that are provided by the service. So you can, create new offerings. You can tie these in with any like capabilities. The capabilities can be expanded on to, just kind of what type of, thing does this service offer. You can expand this list, but these are the 5 that are out of the box as well. So these offerings. If you go to create new, it'll open up a new offering page, and you can create all new offerings. And as you save and close this, it'll drop you back into the business service.
Hey, Justin, and I hope I don't mind me interrupting you. I really think one of the things I think is awesome in this new workspace is, I mean, you're walking through the technical details, but then over there on that side, kind of giving you that guidance, because as you're walking through it and showing some best practices, and there it gives you kind of those links and examples right as you build through this stuff. And I personally think that's one of the cool features of this workspace to help people work through these processes.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it definitely helps enable corporations and developers to get everything set correctly, and it aligns with the whole kind of CSDM ITIL structure as well. So the hints and walkthroughs here are really helpful. And all of these are just references to existing departments and groups within your ServiceNow instance. So if there's any event where you're not seeing a particular department or group that you would need to add those to the group or department tables, and then you would be able to see them. Same with locations. So then goes ahead and adds that offering as well. So then the next step is going through to review and submit. You do have the ability to review, everything here related to the service that you just created. You can edit any of this, say, if you need to go back and, edit, the business capabilities or anything, right? You can jump back into it, and make those changes here. Say we didn't add one of these capabilities, right, that we want to add. So we can go ahead and do that. Save. And then that'll go ahead and be there. And then we can go ahead and submit this. So again, this demo instance, right? So we don't have any approvals set in place, but you can set approvals through, editing out of the box. But straight out of the box, also I have an admin account, so it goes ahead and just publishes the service directly. But so if we go back to the dashboard, we should see that service in there, demo service, and you'll see it's published, and it is ready to go. So this is one piece. This is the new guided service builder. Really helps the users, enables businesses and developers, managers as well, to accurately create business or technical services.
Thanks, Justin. I appreciate you walking through that for us. I love it. I like this tool. I really appreciate, when version 1 of the CSDM came out, I was a little skeptical myself. Oh, it was a huge white paper and all those documents and things. And then as it continued to grow, I started to buy into it, and ServiceNow started to pull together all of these different pieces of the platform and all of these different people working. So I bought into that, but it was still very, very confusing, and you had to know which tables to enter things in, what things were out there. So I really feel like with this and some of the other features they've added around this, have kind of taken the next step of helping to guide people through setting these up and doing that transition. Remember, we looked at earlier, kind of that progression model of implementing the CSDM, and this fits right into that. ServiceNow's given us a path and given us some tools to go in there and be able to implement that.